Hey, what's going on, guys? I hope you guys are all having a good day. In today's video, we're going to talk about one of the best moments of my life, and it happened here recently. I hope you guys enjoy the hardcore domination gameplay. I was going for headshots because I'm on that dark matter grind, and I don't do so hot in round 1 of domination, but in round 2 things start to heat up. But anyway, let's get into one of the best moments of my life. Now, a bunch of people have a lot of moments in their life that probably they can put into that category of as the best, but here recently I've mentioned in other videos that I went on a vacation to Florida, and you wouldn't think that I would people would do big things on vacation. Like, vacation is mostly just about relaxation and all that, but I actually did a surprise proposal to my girlfriend. It was on October 14th, so the Sunday that the first full day that we were there. And just like a little backstory before I get into the surprise, because I mean, you guys know the surprise now, but I've known my girlfriend since, apparently she was in my 5th grade class and I didn't even know it. But I really remember being starstruck by her when I was in middle school. I had her in my 8th grade English class, and just everything this girl said, it just seemed like it was the word from God, you know what I mean? I was just like, God, this girl, she's beautiful, she's smart. I mean, she just checked all the boxes, you know, and I was like, wow. Well, she ended up moving to Texas and after 8th grade, when I was really getting into her, so that kind of put a big nail in the coffin on what I thought was a nail in the coffin of ever getting with her, because I was like, well, damn, she's moved all the way, because I live in Indiana, so Texas is kind of far away. And I was basically just like, well, God, this is never gonna work. So my high school years, yeah, they're 4 years, so but I'm just gonna sum it all up. I basically never really talked to anyone else or anything like that. Never really had interest in anybody else. And then right whenever I was in college, so I graduated, everything, kind of did the whole solo act, didn't talk to anyone. I was sitting at a lunch table with one of my friends that if you guys don't know, his YouTube channel is 7 Lemons, but I was sitting there with him, and we were eating, and I had known that this girl, my fiance, her name's Demira, that she was in town, because the summer before I started college, I went to the fair with my mom and my brother, because my brother's really small. He's only 3, so kids are always wanting to do the festival shit and stuff like that. So we took my brother, and I saw her and her twin sister. She's a twin, and I saw them walk by, but I didn't want to be that weird person that oh, I haven't seen you in 4 years, but I'm gonna act like I know, cause I knew that she probably wasn't, she still is. Now that was the good thing. She's not that different, besides the fact that she's older now. But I kind of thought that you can't not see someone for 4 years and then pretend like you know them, because people change over time. So I didn't just want to walk up and be like, oh, and then just you know what I mean, just screw the whole thing up. And so I saw her then, and then a couple months went by in October, and that was in July. So then in October, I was sitting there with my friend who also does YouTube, and we were talking, and he was like I knew she was in town already, but I used him as an excuse to talk to her, because I pretended I didn't see her at the fair, because she never saw me at the fair. I only saw her. So I don't know if I just didn't stand out that day or what, or if I was purposely hiding, maybe. But he tells me, yeah, Demira's back in town. I'm like, oh, really? And me, I'm kind of laughing in my head, because I'm like, oh yeah, I know Demira's back in town. But I was like, okay. So I then texted her that same day, and I was like, hey, so-and-so told me that you're back in town. And I used that as the gateway to trying to pursue something with her. and it worked out. I talked to her for a couple days, and then I wasn't like trying to rush into things, but I was like, hey, let's go on a movie date. I'll take you out to eat, and I'll never forget. She was like, wow, you're not very shy, huh? And I thought, and if anyone really knows me, I'm like one of the most shyest people ever. That's probably why I didn't get my point across in 8th grade to her, because I was really shy about it. And so she accepts my date, and well, it worked out. We went out. We went to Buffalo Wild Wings and then to a movie, and it was the best night of my life, because then we went to a party afterwards, and that was my first ever party, because I was always the quiet kid and never really got invited, or I was always kind of scared to go to those things because I was afraid I was gonna get like in trouble and stuff like that. But things worked out. I had a hell of a night that night. It was my first party and also my first date, and so that was great. So now fast forward 11 months into our relationship, because when I proposed to her, it was 9 days before our 1 year anniversary, and I had it all planned out. I bought her ring. I had to take mom with me, because I didn't know much about rings and stuff. So I was like, hey mom, tag along and help me pick out a ring. But I ended up making the final decision on it. I picked a rose gold. The color of the band was rose gold, then with diamonds, and the thing that caught my eye about it was that it sparkled really like a lot, and I liked it. Like every time it was in the light, it just like shimmered and stuff. So I ended up getting that. And so I had this ring for, I don't know, I proposed to her in October, and I got it in like, I don't know, the end of August, somewhere like that, or beginning of September. So I had it for a while, and I had to keep it a big secret. But, so over that period of time, before vacation, I made posters that said, Demira, will you marry me, with a question mark, so that my family could hold that up, because it was all a big surprise. So we kind of had to do this all behind her back so that she wouldn't find out. And so I did the posters. I made a message in a bottle that my little brother ended up walking over to, like giving it to her and acting like he found it. But made a message in a bottle, and then I had the ring on me. So that was my game plan right there. It was a big surprise on the beach. But then things took a flip on the actual proposal day. So the signs, the whole plan was my mom was gonna take her to the outlet stores so that she could pretend to be, like buying time for me to get down to the beach, and then we were gonna do family photos at sunset. But really, it was all, the proposal. And so my mom takes her, and I'm all nervous, I'm all cleaned up. I'm just going barefoot down to the beach in some khaki shorts and a nice t-shirt, and I start thinking, I'm like, alright, I got the ring, I got the message in the bottle. Well, then I noticed that the signs that I had made got left in my mom's car in her trunk, and I was like, oh. So I was like, oh my god. And so I had my sister distract Amira even more, and then my sister's best friend grabs the signs, runs down to the beach where all my family and I are already at, and then my mom makes sure that my girlfriend Amira is taking it real slow down to the beach. I get all set up, and it all worked out really. My brother, we started video recording. She had no idea, as you can tell from the thumbnail, but she walked down to the beach, and I think she could tell that something was up, but she had no idea though. I never, I mean, we talked about like marriage and stuff like that, but like she had no idea. And so we get her mom and dad on FaceTime because they're in Mexico, and that was very nerve-wracking too. But they keep things short. I just, I was nervous about talking with her dad, but she gets down there. We got her parents on FaceTime so that they can watch in Mexico, because it's a big deal, and it was a big deal to me. And then my brother pretends to find the message in the bottle down in the sand, and he runs it over to her and says, he calls her Myra, and he said, Myra, I found this. And she reads it, and it was just a little love note that I wrote her. And then when she turns around, there my family members are holding the signs, and I got down on one knee and I did the deed that had to be done. So I was glad to be able to talk about one of my best moments I've had. I haven't really got personal on these videos yet, so I wanted to kind of do that so you guys could get to know a little bit about me. And if you like these kind of personal videos, we might do more. But this is where I cut the commentary. But yes, proposing to my girlfriend was definitely like one of the best moments of my life, because it just like, she brings me so much joy, and I knew it was a no-brainer to ask her. Like, it was amazing. But anyway, guys, thank you, and you guys have a good day, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.
Hostile CUAV detected. Enemy Hellstorm detected. That's a 6-6 and a kick. You make this look easy.